I'm Dale Mathis. I'm in Sun City, Arizona, and I am holding the Roland FR4X digital accordion in bright red. And today I am presenting a new sound set that I have worked on for a specific customer, but I've had a lot of requests to do something along these lines, so I thought I'd do a little bit more work on this project. And this really involves liturgical voicing on the accordion when you'd like to play traditional hymns with traditional sounds. And the 4X does have a few sounds on it that will help us get away with this. And we have a lightweight instrument, only 19 pounds, and you can play some very beautiful hymn type tunes on it. So the tune I'm using today is called All Through the Night. It's an old Welsh tune, and in hymnals it goes by many different titles. And this is very traditional in hymns, is that you could find in a hymnal, you could have the melody with 4 or 5 different titles to it and a different set of words or lyrics, and that's quite common. So for this voicing today, I am going to post on this video the voices that I put together. It's a set of 14, and let's just move a little closer here and I'll explain a little bit about what I've done. So let me bring this down. There we go. Okay, so here's a warm flute. And with this warm flute, I've just got the pipe organ voice over here, a traditional tibia, like an 8-foot or a 16-foot tibia. And the chord is also that tibia voice. In number 2, I put that pedal voice or the bass voice up an octave. Now there are a couple of different ways that you can play this piece of sheet music. You're going to find this listed on the mycrownmusic.net website under lesson 57. So you'll be able to download the sheet music so you can try some of these things with your own instrument. And you can either play a single note bass line, as I've got printed out in the sheet music, or I've also got the chords written there. So in this next register, which is the French horns, you'll hear a bass violin, bass viol, and choir sound. And here I'm just going to play chords. Depends upon your ability, if you can play the individual notes or if you can just want to play chords. Here is a choir voice. And then here we have 3 organ voices, starting with a soft one. More. And then a fuller organ. So if you were using this instrument to sing or as a accompaniment instrument for singing, you could go through those various registers and build your hymn as you're playing. Okay, so now on the 4X, they've got 7 registers, And you can get to the second set within this bank 7 I used on this particular setting, by hitting this white tab on the end, and now we've got registers 8 through 14. And up in the top screen here, it actually gives me the name of the sound so that I'm not guessing quite as much. So all right, so now I've got the chapel organ again. Let's see, there we go. And we're back to that pipe organ bass. And then we're going to get a bigger organ. And here I used an organ for the chords, so it's your preference whether you'd like that choir sound in there or just an organ sound. And this is getting a little bit bigger. And then in number 11, there are a lot more things you can do. That's on the organ voice right now, but I'm going to turn that off and turn on the orchestral voice, and we're going to get a celesta. Or a more appropriate use might be like this. Where you just touch the sound. Okay, so let's go to number 12. And now in 12, it's a bigger organ. And then in the orchestral part, I put the sustain organ on it. So those sounds linger on. And you could also try doing some of the accordion voices in here. That one I did a little bit of musette, but on this one, more like the old pump reed organs that they used to have in American churches in late 1800s. That was a very typical instrument. And let's see, here we've got some harmonic flutes. And then finally, the last one is a solo vibrato flute. It's a very pretty sound. So the next part, I'm going to plug the accordion into the camera so that if you're listening with headphones, it will actually sound like you've got the accordion on and you're playing it. So the other thing I always like to mention is if you're just listening through tiny speakers like on an iPad, you need to plug in headphones or plug your your computer into larger speakers so you can really hear what these instruments sound like. And as always, if you're enjoying my videos, please subscribe and please hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching. Here I am pointing out how traditional four-part harmony hymns are written. First of all, this side of the page, God that madest earth and heaven, traditional Welsh melody. That is the title of the book in the Mel Bay family hymn book, and I believe that this book is still available. And you'll notice here that there's a soprano, an alto, a tenor, and a bass part. And when a traditional pipe organ player plays this, if they are playing it in a I don't know for any other better word, an educated manner, how they play it is this lowest note is played in the pedal. The alto, or rather the tenor note and the alto note are played in the left hand, and the melody note is played as a single note in the right hand. Well, we don't have that luxury on the accordion. So what I did is I took this tune and I retitled it with the more familiar name, All Through the Night. At least that's how I heard it as a kid in elementary school, learning this tune. And so I put a single bass note here that you can play as a single note in your left hand. And in this particular line, I named them for those who can't read this, and you'll have to go through and name the rest of them. And then up on top here, I put the chord names in. If you're just going to play it, is a 3-part harmony in your right hand and play a bass and chord note in your left hand. And then I did a 3-part harmony in the right hand. One other thing that I'll quickly bring up here, I'm just going to pop this into the screen here, and this is how you might find a couple of versions in traditional pipe organ, where here in this tune All Creatures, the bass line is written separately, the tenor line is written separately, and the alto and soprano line were combined together. Or here in the, I guess what I call the educated line, the right hand plays only a single note, left hand plays the alto and tenor, and then the bass part is separate. Here's a quick shot of the computer playing the tune.